Shifting focus now to the shots coming in from the Patiala House Court, where actor Jacqueline Fernandez has just about reached with her legal team. She will be appearing before the Patiala House Court, where the hearing for her bail plea will be held. The Enforcement Directorate has opposed her bail application, claiming that she has not cooperated with the investigation. Media persons there trying to put in some questions to Jacqueline Fernandez, but no answers are forthcoming as she enters the Patiala House Court there before the hearing begins. We here on CNN News 18 will keep a track of all that comes in from the court. Remember, she is accused of money laundering by the Enforcement Directorate, case which is being investigated. She is a flight risk. She has not cooperated with the agencies, is the allegation against her, which is why the Enforcement Directorate is opposing her bail application. Ananya is with me for more on this. Ananya, Jacqueline Fernandez has reached the Patiala House Court, and any minute now the hearing is going to begin.
Well, definitely the hearing would begin post 10 a.m. because remember that the court's timing to sit in the district courts is around 10 a.m. and that's the reason why a hearing would be taking place after 10. Jacqueline, as always, has been punctual and has reached the court at around 9:30, just like the other times. And what is very, very crucial at this moment of time is that the bail application would be heard today, wherein Jacqueline has clearly stated that she had no role to play in this particular money laundering aspect of this particular case. And Sukesh Chandrasekhar, actually, she is a victim into this particular case, and she's always said that she is not an accused but a victim to this particular case. But on the contrary, the Enforcement Directorate, who's filed an affidavit opposing the bail application of Jacqueline Fernandez into this particular case, has clearly said that Jacqueline Fernandez made attempts to flee the country. However, the attempt was foiled because of a LOC being issued against her. Second point that the Enforcement Directorate goes on to make against Jacqueline Fernandez is that she was well aware of Sukesh Chandrasekhar's criminal antecedents. Third point that the Enforcement Directorate goes on to make is that in the lure of money, Jacqueline actually forgot who Sukesh Chandrasekhar is and continuously engaged with him in various transactions. In fact, she received expensive gifts, horses, expensive bags of Chanel and Gucci. Apart from that, she was also given out various cars by Sukesh Chandrasekhar. And apart from that, her family members too were actually not objecting to it because they were also being given out loans and other financial benefits when it comes to this whole money laundering aspect. Remember that the case actually began, the 200 crore duping case actually began with the duping of Miss Aditi Singh, the wife of a former healthcare promoter. And now, what is very, very crucial to note is that we'll have to wait and watch as to how things pan out in court today. Special NIA judge, Mr. Shailendra Malik, would be hearing this particular matter, and we'll have to wait and watch as to what observations come in from the court of law, while what are the arguments addressed by both the sides into this particular case. Poonam.
Absolutely. It remains to be seen what happens, whether bail is granted or not by the Patiala House Court there. For the moment, the Enforcement Directorate, as far as the investigation goes, Ananya, do put in perspective for our viewers about that as well. She has been questioned on numerous occasions in the past by the Enforcement Directorate as well. She was confronted with not just paper trail and evidence, but also with other accused in the case.
Yes, definitely. She will be. She was confronted during the investigation with the documents of the money trail. She was also confronted with various evidence with regard to the whole particular case. And remember that another charge that the Enforcement Directorate goes on to make against Jacqueline Fernandez is that she did not make any kind of disclosure. She did not cooperate with the investigation and only gave out statements when actually confronted with particular evidence. And she has not admitted to doing anything or any sort of money laundering, but then when confronted with evidence, right, she used to detail down all of these things. So these are big charges that the Enforcement Directorate goes on to make, but we have to wait and watch as to how whether the investigation agency tries to make it good.
Absolutely.
Before the court
Which argument finds merit in the court of law, that remains to be seen, and do keep a track of that. For the moment, Ananya, thank you so much. Another